I'm Greg Miller from KindaFunny.com, and you're listening to Podcast X, Y, and Z.
What's up, my people?
Yo.
Welcome to Podcast X, Y, and Z.
What's up?
The world's number fun video game podcast. Media Interactive, coming at you with all things Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I'm Caleb Pearson.
What's
to
up?
my right, Andrew Matthew.
You know it is.
How are you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm busy. I'm so busy.
It's been busy.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I enjoy all these things. All these things are good.
That's good.
It's just exciting.
It's definitely helpful to have good busy and know if you're in good busy times or bad busy, because sometimes busy even makes you forget about what kind of busy you're in.
Yeah. And here has been my litmus test for the busyness has been this podcast. I love it. It happens every week, and it's so special, and I'm so excited to see what happens with it. Who knows what that's going to be?
Yeah.
The second thing, Andrew, maybe more regular, my weekly Netflix routine each night after the busyness. Am I watching Breaking Bad to successfully rejuvenate, or am I avoiding responsibility and essentially not being an upright citizen by binge watching Breaking Bad
Tough
again?
question, man.
Fourth time going through Breaking Bad.
Stuff.
Pollos hermanos, you know what I mean?
Pollos hermanos.
But it's been good. As I'm watching Netflix, I find myself be like, it was a successful day. I have earned this. I mean, what about you? How have you found rest amidst your... You would do computer work mostly?
Yeah, I do computer work. Rest is standing up, walking around.
That is an interesting point.
I have to get active. I have to change scenery, or else I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
So that's how I find rest. What's up in the chat, guys? Thanks for tuning in.
Shout out to our chat watching us live as we
If you're
record this
listening to
Tuesday
us
nights
later,
at 9.
what's
We
up?
also have a handful of patrons, Andrew, that
do.
support us over at patreon.com/Media Interactive for $1 or $3 a month. They sign up, commit to being co-creators alongside us. They support us financially a little bit, and we give them all sorts of fun stuff, exclusive stuff, including Podcast Remastered, our monthly
I thought it was my
podcast,
cue. Yeah.
where we talk about TV, movies, faith, everything under the sun. Caleb and Andrew
It's a
behind
fun
the
time.
scenes. Believe it or not, it's more dysfunctional and more wild than this.
It is.
It actually is.
Yeah.
In a good way, though.
It's a more intimate setting. Last time we were laying on the floor. And
All bets are off with
Yeah, it's
Remastered.
crazy.
You never know.
You don't even know
never
what we
know.
talk. It's crazy.
We also do giveaways, Andrew.
That's my cue. I missed it last. Yeah.
So shout out to Sam, our most recent giveaway winner. We finally got your shirt, dude. Don't let him see your address. We finally got your shirt, dude. It's been forever, but we haven't forgot about you, and we're going to mail it to you, and then it'll eventually get to you.
So this is your T-shirt in here.
And our mantra is, hey, if we're going to do a giveaway in a month, why not take an entire month to get it to the guy after he's won it? It's only
That's
fair,
what
right?
we do here.
Thanks for bearing with us. We're doing
If you're
what we
listening
can.
to us, we're just holding a T-shirt.
But in all seriousness, dude, we don't know you personally, but we love you in every sense of the word. Thank you so much for supporting us, and you get to rep us and our T-shirt.
And if you know what, Caleb, if you're not subscribed to our Patreon, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I bet there is $1
Yeah.
sitting around somewhere.
Oh, somewhere.
That could be thrown our way.
And you could get a T-shirt.
Or you can also enter into $5, $10 Xbox giveaways, PS4 giveaways.
It's great.
It's money. But all that stuff pours into Media Interactive, where we can come at you with our thoughts on video games and entertainment. Shout out to those who have supported us in this way, and they are as follows: Josh Crowley, Jonah, Silas, Lauren, Suzanne Rosser, Jake, Brendan, Jonathan, Alex, Kirby Curbs, Ryan, your boy Sam, the T-shirt winner, Zan the Man, Xander, George, Harry, and is Daniel Prindle in the chat?
Daniel!
I believe he
already
is.
had a Breaking Bad
I believe
comment.
He is. He already had. No, did he have a Breaking
He
Bad
said
comment?
Breaking Bad is incredible.
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 It's an excellent word. I'll use to
Seth
describe.
is in the chat. He said, yeah.
Seth is in the chat. Is Roro in the chat?
Guys, Rora's been... I don't know.
Let the record show. Tuesday night, February 19th, 2019 at 9:05 p.m.
5 minutes into the
Roro
stream.
is not in the chat. He lives in Canada. I don't know what's going on up there. But even we have snow and ice coming in.
Yeah, and
so he has
we're
no
here.
excuse.
Yeah,
and we're here.
So
It's not like that's illogical.
it's yet to be known where Roro is.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end of this we'll have some intel, but Roro, we love you.
Roro, we love you, dude. I miss you a lot. That's awesome. Andrew, there's a lot to talk about, okay?
Yeah.
A lot has happened news-wise, but I just wanted to give kind of a brief update, an address to Media Interactive as a whole.
I would love that.
And just say,
Please.
this is awesome.
Oh.
Amidst the busyness, amidst everything that's going on in my life as far as figuring out what I'm going to do or what job I'm going to have, I don't know those answers, but what I do know is that I love doing this.
Yeah.
And recently I've had an opportunity to start writing, start getting published, some journalism towards video games, and that's cool. That's exciting.
That's really cool.
And I feel
That's
like
really cool.
I'm just now stepping into that and figuring out what open doors there could be for
Your
me.
boy is published. Like,
And
that's huge.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know where this is going to take me, but you guys have been there like every step of the way. I know obviously you have personally, so thank you so much for that. It means the world to me. Amidst all of that, though, Media Interactive is going strong. We love it, and even though the
Full
future is a little bit up in the air as far as
ahead.
how long we can do this,
We're rolling.
yeah, we're rolling.
Seth says, big moves, Caleb. We love you, bro.
Thank you, Seth. You are the man.
Big moves
Episode
indeed.
19, dude. We got 20 coming up. We'll talk specifics about episode 20 towards the end of the podcast. But time just flies.
Yeah, it does. And you know what the nice thing, though? Even how busy we get, how many things, big moves happening, how time flies. We have Tuesday nights to just look to.
Ugh, it's so
Our
awesome.
time to just talk about video games.
The amount of finding joy and purpose in life is so important. And to have my faith be able to do that and to have this podcast be able to do that, that is so awesome.
Tuesday nights ain't going anywhere.
It's everyone's there.
Stay tuned.
Except
because-
Roro, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
Anyway.
Roro, where are you?
So, Andrew, this weekend I participated in, we're jumping into the story mission. The
Story
campaign.
mission.
Okay, so I have 3 story missions for Podcast X, Y, and Z, and they are actually broken up into Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony because there's so much news.
Okay.
We have a lot of side quests, a lot of games to talk about, a listener question I want to address. It's going to be a long one.
You
So
heard
thank
it
you
here
guys
first.
for being here. And just throw out your thoughts. They can be random. They can tie into what we're dealing with, whatever.
Or they could be random.
Story mission number 1 is going to be Nintendo.
Ooh.
First and foremost, I participated in and helped host a Super Smash Brothers tournament
Okay.
over the weekend.
Look at you.
And
Published
this was sort of a get-together gathering of college students. A buddy of mine kind of threw it together. He was expecting 10 to 15 people.
He got thousands.
We got 55 people
whoa.
to fit into this college house. I brought my Switch. We had, I believe, 5 or 6 Nintendo Switches going.
That's fun.
Several screens.
That's fun.
And then while people were waiting for the tournament-style bracket, everyone had their Switch.
Yeah.
And that's where I really got to grasp the use of the Switch fully.
Yeah.
While you're waiting for the Switch on the screen, you can have a screen for your Switch. Like, it was so cool. It's
pretty awesome.
And so he had a whole NCAA tourney-style bracket online. You could check it live.
Yeah.
And so everybody went through it. We did doubles and singles. It took about 5 hours to get through the whole day.
That's a long day.
Me and my doubles partner got smacked. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I love talking about video games more than I love being good at playing
Was the
them.
whole thing doubles, or did you any solo?
I played 1 round of solos, but I ended up dropping out to run the tournament because
nice.
we had put ourselves in the tournament and then no one was running the computer.
Oh, so
It was
you're like,
wild,
hold
but
up.
Andrew, it was so much fun.
I'm glad.
Pictures are up on our Facebook if you still use that. I think I tweeted a picture or two.
That's
Some
good.
guy came dressed up as Luigi. He
Nice.
made me smile.
That's
it was
awesome.
super fun.
You know what that makes me miss? It makes me miss the 360 days where you would go to someone's
LAN
house,
parties and all that.
lug in your 360,
Yeah.
find a big old TV to plug it into, and hook them up. But I'm glad that it was fun. The Switch has dominated that field of couch play,
Yeah,
and that won't change.
And I'm leaving on a plane on Saturday to go to Disney World, and I get to take my Switch with me.
That's awesome.
I'm
Disney
excited.
World, Switch.
Yeah, it's good. We'll talk about my endeavors to Disney World
We'll talk about it. He won the Super Bowl.
here soon.
Daniel says 360 LAN days. I remember the OG Xbox LAN days. Yeah.
That's true. That's
true.
like bicep curls with that OG Xbox.
I never hosted one myself. I was my older cousins would do it, and I would be a part of it. But I remember hosting 360 LAN days. But yeah, dude. I mean, the OG Xboxes, man. You just have to lug, and it was like taking a suitcase,
Very big.
taking your car.
It looks like an actual suitcase. It looks like
No, actually.
It almost is the size of an actual toiletry bag.
It's funny.
That's insane. And the controller mimicked it. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, that Switch is sleek, smooth, and
Yeah.
the tournament ran smoothly. He's gonna start doing it regularly. I got to wear my Media Interactive shirt, and people were asking me about the podcast. I got their permission to post pictures and talk about it. It was super sweet. There's a organization called PlayMU at the school JMU. And the president and vice president of the Gamers Club were in the tournament.
Okay.
So I talked to them a little bit. They have a Discord of 500 people that I'm now in.
Nice.
Moderating, helping spread the word about us, about games.
Nice.
And it was cool to talk. My favorite part was not playing in the tournament. It was talking to people
That's
around
fun.
the tournament. So
Yeah, that's cool.
it was cool.
But you got smacked.
Oh, I got smacked.
Who did you play as?
Toon Link. I mained my Toon Link.
Okay.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
But you're up against these people who, and I'm flocking there because of my Media Interactive.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to continue to do this.
Yeah.
Other people are they hear the word Smash Tournament and their ears start twitching, their eyes dilate. You look in some of these dudes in the eye and you're thinking, I don't want to be next to that person.
No, you don't want to be anyone near.
I certainly don't want to be on their team so as to let them down. So they were winning. They were doing very well. It was fun to watch, I'll tell you that.
I think that if it was probably Mario Kart, you would have smacked.
Dude, I would have smacked in Mario Kart.
You're really nice. If anyone can challenge Caleb at Mario Kart, I would love to see that happen because...
Hit me up online. I play Mario Kart online quite a bit.
He's quite good.
Mario Party, too. You'd think it's all luck, and you're right. But somehow the cards tend to fall my way.
I don't want to talk about it. I take those more personal than anything because they're so long, and I just have to invest in my own self, and then...
It's humbling.
Yeah.
Andrew, Nintendo news that doesn't have anything to do with me.
Okay.
Nintendo Direct was last week.
I'd never heard of that until you mentioned it to me.
Those words?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That brings up a good point. If you're in the chat, what do you think of the Nintendo Direct / do you know what that is?
You know what Nintendo Direct
It's a 35-minute presentation, pre-recorded, super official, Nintendo revealing stuff.
Everything.
Games, announcements, whatever. They have infamously been called mini E3s for Nintendo.
Okay.
It's
always the same time of the year?
It's their press. No.
Oh.
3 to 4 times a year they do them.
Oh, okay.
And then they just release them online. It's a Twitch stream. It's a whatever. Nintendo has released this YouTube video. So people watch and react, and that's how we get announcements. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
The industry loves it.
So
because
you regularly watch them?
I will watch them when they come up, yeah.
Nice.
And it's not hard to do. It's 35 minutes 3 times a year, whatever. But because of the 24/7 news and the Sony pulling out of E3 and these conferences are now be there in person to enjoy what's on the show floor or have your own controlled news story.
Yeah.
Why share a stage and have all these announcements mingle if you can own it?
Yeah, that's true.
So Nintendo did that. And so I want to talk about what they revealed and what they talked about, and then I just want to talk to you a little bit about Direct. So first of all, Super Mario Maker 2 was revealed. This was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are you familiar with Mario Maker and all that?
I am.
Okay. So I never played the first one, but I would see people make stages and publish them or compete for the best stage or whatever. Really cool. They added a lot of stuff to it. Effectively, what Mario Brothers 3 was to original Mario Bros. This game is the first Mario Maker.
Daniel says he's really interested in Mario Maker 2.
It looks super cool, and especially if you put time into it as a creator.
Yeah, for sure.
To produce stages for other people, because that's fun to say I made a Mario level, and that's
cool.
why it took off originally on the Wii U. But everyone's saying now, it's so as far as the Direct is concerned, this was big because the Switch is so successful, Andrew. People are worried they're just going to remaster the Wii U games, which is great in theory, but there's nothing new.
Yeah.
But this blew that out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
So when it said Super Mario Maker, everyone's like, hooray. But then when it said 2 and saying, no, this is new, it was cool.
That's really cool.
Second big thing from this Nintendo Direct was Link's Awakening was revealed.
I knew what?
That's the game.
Oh.
Have you heard of that game before?
No. What?
Okay.
What is this?
Daniel, help me out here a little bit. Link's Awakening, I believe, is an older game. It's a Zelda franchise game. Okay. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening came out in 1993 for the Game Boy.
Oh, wow.
And so it's remastered, but not remastered. It's like rebooted, basically. And so that was the reveal. End of the Direct, trailer, cinema, into the play style. And it looks really good.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm shocked.
That was the virality tweet. Like the tweet of substance was Nintendo has revealed Link's Awakening.
Wow.
Because people that watch Directs, obviously Nintendo, obviously reminiscent about the 90s, it's back.
Daniel says he never played Link's Awakening. I only played an N64 forward Zelda games.
Okay, yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I didn't play it either, but I could tell something was special about it, the way it was presented.
Dang, that's crazy.
And then people reacted very well.
That's awesome. Seth says, I saw the IGN comparison, crazy stuff.
Exactly. The comparison is cool to see.
Man, I gotta watch this stuff.
And we've been wanting that for a while.
Yeah. Not
just remasters, but, Pokemon is sort of has been doing it.
Yeah.
But now it's like, this is what it was when it was a 2D 8-bit to boom. It's
pretty awesome.
And it's very cool.
Very awesome.
So all in all, Andrew, successful Direct. But what do you think about that model of Nintendo interacting with their consumers in that way?
I like it a lot. And I like it because live shows are awkward and goofy. And there's like an inherent nature of like you don't take it seriously. I think where I would even say just any video game company thrives is video presentation. And we've loved talking about Phil Spencer and we love talking about these like Greg Miller, like these figures in the scene, but at the same time, like Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, being on stage doing something is, it's always a cringe fest. Nintendo, for them to direct, just play you their announcements, I love it. I think it like hits at everything that they need to be doing, and they hit at nostalgia with Link's Awakening. They hit at, bringing new games with Mario Maker 2. I wish that Xbox would do it more. I know they have that show inside Xbox.
Exactly.
But I would wish that it was more regular.
And that was exactly what I was going to bring up with you, is that is still where you're at with it. You can't even quite remember the name of it, and you're just kind of saying, like, inside Xbox?
Yeah.
How often is that? Blah, blah, blah. Because, one, you're absolutely right. We do have inside Xbox, but it's janky.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And you can't really tell. And what's interesting about Inside Xbox is I believe it's monthly at least. It might even be bi-weekly or something. But that basically means, Andrew, if nothing's going on, it's full of crap.
Yeah.
Nintendo Directs wait until they have something to reveal.
Right.
And what was cool about this last Direct is it was the longest time period from the last Direct.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Basically saying, in between these directs has been Smash Brothers, has been all this stuff. So what's to come? They teased new DLC for Smash.
Yeah.
There were a couple of new Yoshi games,
cool.
The cute, silly Nintendo stuff, which was good.
That's cool.
I love the Nintendo Direct, though, and you made a great point about just the stage and all the variables there. You're not going to slip up in a pre-recording.
Exactly.
If you do, you edit.
Exactly.
You control everything.
Right.
The camera, the news, the focus, the edits, the whatever. And I think it's actually personal a little bit. The way Nintendo does it makes you feel important.
Nintendo always does that, though. They know how to make
that's true.
presentations familial. They make you feel like they're just talking to you and like hugging your like younger cousin and being like, "We want to give this game to them." It's always been a family experience with Nintendo.
And there's no sales figures, Andrew.
Yeah, right.
There's no economical lingo.
Yeah.
Whereas every E3 stage or every intro conference is, here's our quarterly blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And
then people are using very, in my mind, emotionally driven words like Apex and Call of Duty to just mean numbers on an Excel chart. And I'm just like, you well-dressed exec are not vibing with me right now.
Right, no,
Nintendo does vibe.
They do.
That's
they
very
do well.
cool.
Daniel says, I like the Direct, but I kind of miss the huge event that they kind of miss with E3. They always have an E3 Direct, but it doesn't feel as impactful, in my opinion.
And that's a great point, and he's absolutely right. In that concentrated circle of E3, people are literally like, oh, that's right, there's a Nintendo Direct. But because of the medium of the Direct being an upload to YouTube, guess how many YouTube videos are uploaded on an E3 day?
Yeah.
Everything from excerpts to everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm excited to go to E3 this summer, because Microsoft is going to be very present and own it, and it will be a game on the floor, show floor.
Yeah.
If you're there, it's worth it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what, does Nintendo have any presence?
Yeah, right.
Just because they don't have a news presence does not mean they lack an E3 presence, but just at what capacity is that going to manifest itself?
Does Sony have anything similar?
So, no. That is what makes it more intriguing, is Sony. We don't know when we're going to hear from them next.
Yeah.
He spoke at DICE Summit. We talked about that last week. Sean Layden did. But we don't know what Sony's going to do.
Okay.
And they normally have a PlayStation experience in the fall.
Okay.
So everyone's kind of would place their chips there.
Everything's up in the air, though, kind of?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially because releases for Last of Us and all that stuff. No one knows what Sony's going to do. But Nintendo, this was good because no one knew what they were going to do until now. But now we get release dates. I think Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming. I don't really know. It wasn't in the Direct per se.
Yeah.
But, Andrew, moving on with Story Mission 1 of Nintendo. Nintendo has seemingly revived Scalebound.
Ooh!
Do you remember this game?
I do. I was really excited, and I was actually really bummed it was canceled.
I was probably excited alongside you. So me and Tommy were. And it's been awesome for me to start to explore writing and trying to be an editor and maybe, get articles out there and cover news in terms of literature beyond a podcast. I'm so thankful to explore the different options I have.
So if you
this news is so cool.
If you don't know Scalebound, I will just sum up the trailer. I'd go watch the trailer because it's super awesome. I just remember seeing dragons and then seeing characters with headphones on jamming to music, and then that was like what I remembered, and I was just like, my mind was blown. I was like, that is awesome. This was before I knew anything about Monster Hunter World and like big creatures.
Yeah.
So seeing Scalebound was like dragons, music, fun. It was like, oh my god, I'm sold. And then I heard it was canceled, and I got really sad. But it's revived, maybe.
This game was revealed 2013.
Okay.
That's when the Xbox One came out.
Wow.
So talk about hype.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember thinking, this is an ARPG, and I love it. It's
Yeah.
an American role-playing game.
Yeah.
Because the JRPGs, the Final Fantasies and stuff, I don't vibe with. But this is like that. It sort of plays like that, looks like that. But it actually seems like something I could get behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very disappointed in it being canceled, especially the way it was canceled. It was a slow bleed of...
Did they have a video out for it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember that too. Man.
There was a Gamescom demo 2015.
Yes.
There was an E3 trailer 2016, and then January or February 2017, abruptly completely canceled.
We want our dragons.
Anyway, news is good now. Nintendo has seemingly revived it. Now this was rumored. It was only a rumor, but it seems very strong now. Everyone's confirming it. I have no problem saying it's actually a thing. Which is cool.
That's very cool.
That Nintendo has picked up what was once a dead Microsoft first party and is now it's coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
This is happening on the coattails of Xbox Live going to Switch.
Yeah.
Which I know is an interface going to Switch. It's not your games yet necessarily.
Yeah. But it's still pretty big.
But within the last 6 months, 2 things that Microsoft owned, created, and built are now going to be native on your Nintendo Switch. Ooh. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And I am all for this if it means a game is not dead.
Yeah, same. Daniel says Scalebound on Switch is going to be interesting to watch. The time they showed actual gameplay on Xbox One, it didn't have great performance frame rate wise. And that's probably a reason why it probably tanked.
He is right about that. Trailers were awesome. Gameplay was actually awful.
Yeah.
Watching it was broken and janky.
Yeah.
And instead of not showing it, which they should have done. Mm-hmm. Now I think companies are learning, keep your mouth shut until it looks good.
So interesting, man.
But they basically showed it and were like, we know it's a little messed up now, but it'll be good one day. And it was just kind of weird.
And then,
and again, I don't know how, I tried to figure out how long was it in development before they revealed it in 2013.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Because I wanted to gravitate towards, dang, they revealed it in 2013, then spent 4 years working on it, and then canceled it. But no, it had to have been more than 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
It had to have gone back. So to think Xbox 360 technology started the blueprints for that game, and now it's jumping 2 generations ahead to a Nintendo console.
Sheesh.
Very weird.
Very weird. Very weird. And these long dev times, man.
But again, this is experimentation, and I love it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. I don't know when, or I mean,
it's just a rumor.
So Gamescom is in March.
Yeah.
Nintendo will talk about it then.
Yeah.
Or somebody will talk about it then. And it might be Microsoft. Microsoft is going to talk about Xbox Live in March at Gamescom coming to the Switch. Because you remember last week when we talked about that, it was kind of like, this was barely rumored, and then they were like, yeah. So more information will come as far as what will remain an Xbox identity and what was.
Daniel says it was revealed E3 2014. From what I've read, it's been in development since 2013.
Okay, that sounds right. I believe you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And actually, he's definitely right, because E3 2013 was console reveal. So yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. But anyway.
Wild timelines.
Yeah, to think it's a 2020 Switch game is insane.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, mind-blowing.
But I'm all for it.
Bring it, man. If this is the only way it's going to exist,
exactly.
by all means.
Exactly.
I think the only way to react negatively would be, why go to Nintendo? Because guess what the alternative is? The trash can. So bring it. Experiment.
We want it.
Again, if you're sitting on an idle first party, try selling it. Or making it. Do something.
Yeah. And we even from the beginning of this podcast, talking about Nintendo, still really wanting to see out of the Switch something other than Mario, Pokemon, Smash. Like wanting to see a big title. And I know there's a lot out there, and I know there are people that are like, there are plenty of Switch games, and I'm with you. But something like Scalebound that has been teased and shown and is a big out there game coming to Switch just gives me a lot of excitement for Nintendo and for Switch and the possibilities of what could happen.
And I want to see better games like that. Right now, the biggest selling point for the Switch is not realistic games. Mm-hmm. So I would like to, I don't mean realistic in terms of nonfiction, but I just mean like non-Mario games.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It should be good.
Yeah.
Number 2, Andrew, our second story mission.
We're on to the second campaign
Microsoft.
Mission. Woo!
Okay. Check on Nintendo. If you have a side quest or anything about Nintendo,
please let us know.
We'll go back. You know what I mean? I'm not too worried.
Well, and I'm worried.
You're worried.
I'm not worried.
You're like, I hate talking about Nintendo.
I can't do it any longer.
I don't play it.
Just want to hear Microsoft. Just get me to Microsoft.
Microsoft, here we go. First item in the second story mission of Microsoft for today's campaign. Xbox games sale - huge. That's what I wrote in our plans. I'm going to click this article.
Click it.
Bunch
Bunch of sales. I heard Red Dead is
half off or something wild.
There's something, I think it's like 30.
Once IGN decides to load, I'll tell you.
Well,
but it's
in the meantime, I think Red Dead is super discounted.
Xbox One X with a small piece of poop on the inside of it is $400. Oh, in parentheses says Fallout 76 bundle. That's right. Okay. That's not a sale. It's Fallout 76 for free means nothing. That's good. Destiny 2 Forsaken Complete Collection, $60. That's noticeable. Far Cry 5 is $15. We're going to talk about New Dawn here in a little bit.
Far Cry 5 is $15.
That's a big old game too. Not a $40 New Dawn.
Man, these sales, $60. These sales speak to me.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is $40.19. A, I was wrong. It's not half off. I'll own up to it. B, that is stupid.
Yeah.
Who's sitting there thinking $40.19? Well, whatever. Maybe there's an algorithm. Make it $40. Make it $39.99 like the rest of the world.
They want their 19
It's that cowboy currency, man. The gold bars. I'm telling you, the gold bar exchange rate. It's weird.
Yeah, whatever. Tim J says that was a solid Far Cry game. Man, you're making it hard for me.
Tim, I'm going to address your excellent listener question towards the end about what we can get in terms of New Dawn.
Making it hard for me to resist these
Far Cry
deals.
5, $15. Whew, that's crazy.
Seth says 2 campaign missions, 30 minutes in. This sounds like a long stream to me, boys.
I told you. We got stuff to talk about. Andrew, Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, $23. Do you remember that?
No.
I believe, definitely could be wrong, that this is that Witcher game we got excited about. Took one glance at it. It was a weird top-down, stupid.
I think I do remember that. I think you're right.
Maybe it's good. Maybe it's completely different from what I'm saying.
Listen, I'll be honest. It's probably not good. We'll just go right past that.
It's bolded here, on sale for $23, okay. So it's worth at least that.
It's worth at least
clearly we're not going to sell that to you.
Yeah.
But point being, Xbox gamers, if you do not have experience with the massive fall 2018 that we just had, do it. Red Dead, $40. Come on.
Can we jump to our side quest about Red Dead?
Oh, hey, yeah,
online.
Yeah, do that.
So I wanted to talk about Red Dead Online being super buggy still.
Yeah.
And all the promises about Red Dead Online being Red Dead Online, not just Rockstar.
Here's where Red Dead Online launched. Audio listeners, my hand is in the air. Our expectations of Red Dead were way above that. Reality, still, slow decline in performance.
Oh, man, it's declining. The player base is very small. And you know what the sad part is? This is all I wanted to say about the side quest, Caleb.
Okay.
It's what, like 100 gigs to download? Am I right about that? It's like 100. It's like pretty significant.
It's closer to 100 than it is to 0.
Right.
I'll bet money on that.
So I had this moment, and you guys listening, you guys watching know that Red Dead is a big game for us. I had this moment, and I thought, should I delete the game to save space? And that moment, I realized where I'm at with the game. And
so I didn't know you said that. How dare you? But I'm just kidding. That's a great point. I might delete it too. No, I'm just kidding.
But isn't that... I mean...
To be fair, the side quest is actually... There's a massive update coming to fix all the crap.
Yes, right. No,
which is good. Good news. But I'm done reporting on preemptive good news as far as Red Dead Online is concerned. I hope... Yeah. Here's where I'm at. Dude, I do not need an article to convince me to play this game.
Uh-huh.
I need to feel left out.
Yeah.
From our GroupMe, from our games, from these people watching live or listening later on.
Yeah.
I want them to be experiencing a Red Dead element that I am not. And considering how you and I feel about that game and the campaign, if we are not playing Red Dead Online, guess who else isn't?
Right.
I'd put money that nobody in the chat right now is playing Red Dead Online.
Plus, for me, it's important because the campaign was so good. Playing online makes me just sad. So just like it affects the situation because I'm like, I wish I was riding my horse as Arthur Morgan.
And I remember the feeling of, now I get to be myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to be myself.
I don't want to be it at all.
I want to be Arthur.
Yeah. Yeah. Red Dead 2 is 110 gigabytes for Xbox One X with 4K textures. I played about an hour of Red Dead Online. Yeah, dude. I played like 45 minutes.
Dude, I played 8 hours, and it was fun, but that was it. Like, that's like peak. You're drained. And the update is good. They're adding more story to the online.
That's good.
But... too little, too late, in my opinion. Yeah. You had a Christmas window, Rockstar. A Christmas window that I think you might have failed to capitalize on, especially with the delay of online in general. Online was delayed a tier, And then Battle Royale was delayed a tier. And as of this week, as of yesterday, the vice president of Rockstar left.
Gone.
Has been there since the beginning.
Bye-bye.
And when he left, he said, if I was running things, they would only do Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, not all this other stuff they're working on.
He said it.
Guess what? I could look up the article and quote, some journalist, but I'm not going to. You can take my word or leave it, whatever. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool news. I wouldn't say it's cool and happy for Rockstar.
Right.
But interesting.
That's interesting for sure. And if you allow me to rabbit hole for a second.
Please do.
Your comment about wanting to feel left out, you know what I thought about also? Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I thought about Blackout in the same way. I thought about no article, because if you guys are not aware, or if you are aware, a new update is coming to Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I always want to say Call of Duty Blackout, but I could say that anyways. Heists are coming, loot boxes are coming, a big update, Mustangs in the map, and all these different things. And I thinking, as you were saying that about Red Dead Online, I thought, no article can get me to play Blackout again. It's only going to be if all the 20 millions of people playing Apex.
I would need to walk past a Twitch stream of Blackout and be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
I would basically, and bear with me here, need to mistake it for Apex for a second.
The truth is just spoken.
I was going to say something cool and insightful, and I totally forget. Oh, yeah. It's easy. It's easy to think Rockstar's immune to the drama.
Right. Oh, that's very true. That's a very good point.
But
it's very good.
Their online sucks, and their VP's gone.
Yeah.
That's a 1-2 hit.
Yeah.
So.
And they had a great campaign, but hey, if you don't have a full game, like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah.
What's the future of that game, or any other game at that point?
Yeah. Whew. But anyway.
I bet you more people are playing Grand Theft Auto Online than Red Dead Online.
Oh, I
guarantee.
I bet it's 20 times the amount.
Yeah.
I would bet money it's 20
times
the amount.
I just think like, yeah, that's just...
Grand Theft Auto 6, get your pre-orders in. You'll be 28 when the time it comes out. But
you'll be 55.
I'm already excited for GTA 6.
I mean, yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Xbox Game Sale, check them out. There's a bunch out there. I just said the bolded ones because I didn't care about all the others. But, Andrew, let's move on to another Xbox game that we played an hour-ish of. Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3.
Gets reviewed poorly / Game Pass implications. What I mean by that is, well, the game's not super great.
Yeah.
But because it's on Game Pass, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And there are two ways to define great.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts after 30 minutes of multiplayer.
Sorry, Tim J has a question
to us
about it, because I had a comment about Red Dead and he said, "Is it not a full game with just the campaign?" I think that's a fair.
Is he talking about
pondering?
Red Dead?
Yeah, because I said, if you have a good campaign but you don't have a good full game, then what's the point? And he said, "Isn't it a full game?"
Oh yeah, no. Oh, he's talking to your talking point. Okay,
yeah.
I am, and again, the reason I'm so skeptical of online is because I don't consider it canon.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Our Red Dead experience was BAM.
Yeah.
And they launched it as such.
Yeah.
So,
no, totally. I'm with you, and I didn't mean like it
Yeah.
affects the full game. I think for me going forward, it just shows like where their eggs are and why. How can you have a really good campaign and then just it's just as a full company putting their efforts to something, it just seems not so good going forward. But
again, the recipe now for successful games is ongoing content.
Right. Yes.
But GTA does a good job of having established online. Red Dead's not there yet, so
Correct.
we'll see.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
As far as single player multiplayer is concerned, Crackdown 3 is launched and has had those two separate components. They're kind of separate games. You click on them separately, you download them separately,
so weird.
And thus they are reviewed separately.
Yeah.
They're getting 5s and 6s out of 10s.
You had a question for me, right?
Maybe
about
3s and 4s. Yeah, well, we just played
it,
half-hour multiplayer and the intro to the campaign. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Tim says, I kind of like Crackdown 3. And that's where it's kind of being in the situation of, like, it's getting reviewed poorly, but a lot of people are just saying, like, I like the crappiness. Like, it's a mediocre game, and, like, I think you can find a lot of enjoyment from a mediocre game. I mean, my standards are very low because I paid nothing for it. I loaded in. We played a lot more Wrecking Zone than I did campaign. I can pretty much guarantee you I won't play the campaign again. I think that the Wrecking Zone, so before when I was really skeptical was because we watched IGN play it, and it just looked really weird with the line of sight, and it looked like buildings were weird, but playing it feels a lot better. I'll say, from my perspective, it plays a lot better than it looks. It plays very powerful. The buildings, you do feel accomplished when you like blow something up, and I felt powerful jumping and blasting and locking on. I think the line of sight thing is hard because in a moment that someone was right next to you and you were going for the head,
It couldn't let me, yeah.
And it completely takes you out of a moment as a gamer that's so used to FPS games.
Right.
Coming off of the heels of Apex, you're ready for the combat, but this game is very different. And it's unsettling and kind of, I don't know, it's a risk, and I think that I applaud them for taking that risk, but I think it's difficult to get immersed because I'm looking for a crappy, mediocre game that's just like every other thing, but it's a little bit too different. I don't know. I'm not looking for that in a game like Crackdown 3. I don't know. What do you think?
I was ready to tear it a new one. I foresaw playing it and hating it, but you brought up a good point. We had watched 2 playthroughs, one from IGN, one from Kinda Funny, and when you don't have the audio or the vibe of the game and you're watching somebody else play it and listening to them talk about it.
We had a miserable time watching it.
It's disgusting. It's like, this game is broken, it's gross, there's nothing there. I will say
awful.
It was better to play it, and the audio is pretty cool. The intro sequences are fun, and that's where I land, Andrew. Fun game, yes. Good game, no.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's entertaining. You brought up this point. As far as a first-person shooter goes, I mean, it's not even first-person, but also all your instincts out the window.
Right, exactly.
Literally, in fact, because you're just up and down verticality.
Jumping out windows.
and destroying buildings. And when you pull the trigger, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing on the...
You don't feel the gun. Like,
no, there's no immersion, whatever. Some people, when they played Battlefield 1, or even like, it doesn't feel like I'm super immersed, it just kind of feels... Battlefront 1 also.
Yeah.
Super just like, I'm pulling the trigger, but it feels empty.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3 is chaotic and vibrant.
Yeah.
But the way it looks does not equate to the way it feels.
Yes. I know. That's the biggest takeaway. If you're nervous from watching it, play it.
Very colorful game.
Yes.
Very in-your-face game.
Yes.
Does not... The play is fun,
yes,
but not as fun as that.
Right.
You were going through Sunset Overdrive, one of my favorite Xbox exclusives. The color and nonsense of Sunset Overdrive meets the gameplay.
Yeah, and it's more fluid and it runs. It looks pretty. It just it's different. Tim says, "I will admit it's a sit down and just zone out type of game, but it's fun just killing a bunch of people with crazy guns."
That's
true.
And
I hate the lock on targeting. Yeah, I think like in a moment of zone out game, if I have nothing to do and I don't want to invest in like an hour quest on something, like it's a good. And Rocket League is so competitive. Apex is so competitive. I think it's a really good just zone out. No stakes at all. I don't care about KD. I don't care. I just want to like jump. So I'm with you. A free game that I play from Game Pass. Yeah.
And obviously,
I'll take a 5.
So if you didn't know, it's been in development since you were in the womb.
Yeah, for sure.
What makes it interesting is launching mid-February, you'd think it would have some space, and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
We're going to get ready to talk about what's getting ready to come out in the next 3 weeks. God, it's too much. But this game is only relevant because of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the news is concerned, Andrew, I'm not going to read an article. I'm not going to find one. They're all out there. Do what you will on your own. Game Pass is saving this game, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
To see an Xbox exclusive do well because of Game Pass, and so you might be thinking, well, duh, obviously. But as far as the statistics and analysis of Game Pass, a lot of players are checking out Crackdown 3.
Yes.
Which proves I wrote about this actually, the fruition of Game Pass and the right model that it is, but we're not quite at the right time for it yet as far as the cloud and streaming and everybody being on board.
Yeah.
People seem to be looking at Game Pass and trying things out.
Mm-hmm.
Crackdown 3 is the epitome of a game you want to try out.
Right.
But never pay $60 for.
Right. Yes, and that's where developers can shine, and that's where Game Pass can shine.
And exactly. Game Pass, in my opinion, has not shined that long.
Yeah.
Maybe has yet to fully shine.
Yeah, agreed.
But even when Forza was coming out, yes, Game Pass helped it, and you and I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But the industry didn't really acknowledge Game Pass statistical analysis of Forza usage in my experience.
Also, Game Pass was kind of a joke.
Exactly. Leading to my main point, Crackdown 3, in my eyes, is the first main Xbox exclusive to launch on Game Pass.
And that's really exciting.
Exciting, but overdue.
Yeah.
And so I'm very excited for that to continue to happen.
Yeah.
So now I don't have to think, oh, right now it's $10 a month for Crackdown.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
But if you have other games on there, knowing that the Halos are buried in Game Pass, you can extract them for free whenever you want. I think that's awesome.
No, it's absolutely awesome.
So,
and Daniel has a good point. He says Crackdown 3 was apparently the number 2 game in terms of activity on Xbox. Yes, it was.
Yes.
A ton of people played. That's huge. And I'm not even mad that it's a bad game. I think that's beautiful. I think it shows developers, if you have a game, you're going to get people to play it no matter what. And large amounts of people to play it if you just put it on Game Pass. I think Crackdown 3, to me, I don't care what score it's going to get. I don't care how lack of complete game. It's a great game to launch exclusively on Game Pass to get the hype around Game Pass.
It's hype.
You feel part of something. You know, when you load up, you realize, like what Daniel said, number 2 game in terms of activity, and you paid to be a part of subscription base. You know everyone has done that too.
Yeah. You're
not going out of the store and paying $60 and asking your friends, did you guys buy that? It's like, we all have Game Pass. Let's just do this, man.
Yeah.
It's a part of something that I hope continues so much.
And Andrew, do you think Terry Crews is losing sleep over this game getting a 6?
Terry Crews is playing with his young son, having the time of his life.
He's benching 1,000 hard copies of Crackdown 3 above his son's head.
He's the best.
Along that same vein, Crackdown 3 developers are Crackdown fanatics, and because the game's been in development so long, they were probably all just video gamers of Crackdown 2 at the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're not worried about busting numbers or sales.
Absolutely.
Again, thanks to Game Pass. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Daniel brought up the good point about gamers and the order of games being played. Let's talk about the number 1 game on Xbox. Andrew, this is the third news item as far as the second story mission of our campaign of the onslaught of the industry this week for Microsoft.
Do it.
33% of all Xbox gamers measured, I'll explain that, played Apex last week.
Yeah, that
2 caveats. One is, that means they opened Apex at least once last week.
Yeah.
Second is measured.
Yeah.
And I believe it's a couple million, or maybe it's just 1 million, but it's randomly sampled Xboxes around the world to have a sample size test of what gamers are doing.
Yep.
33% of all Xbox gamers checked out Apex. I think that's awesome.
The best part for me, honestly, loading up my Xbox and seeing one of the ads that said, Fortnite, get a free battle pass on us. And I was like,
that's how you know, dude. And along that,
oh man,
it's hard to do that.
Yes.
You have to complete the hard challenges in Fortnite to get it. So they're not quite desperate on their knees, but they're fake desperate, and then once they get you in the game, like, you have to do all these challenges.
It just shows
Fortnite,
me
you bunch of scoundrels.
Shows me Apex pulling the punches.
I'm liking that game less and less. I think there was something in this news article. According to our sample, more than 3 times the number of gamers who are currently playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So
the chuckle.
Call of Duty is operating at 30% capacity of what a surprise free game is operating on, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, and one of the things that was your brother had said about the things that Apex are lacking about cross-platform
and challenges,
and like I think cross-platform is a huge part of it. Actually, I do think that's significantly not hurting it, but I think it's something that they're significantly lacking.
For my brother's case, they have friends on PS4.
Yeah,
so they just do Fortnite.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're not hardcore gamers. They're those people that attached onto Fortnite because it was Fortnite.
But also at this point, man, I feel like Fortnite is so competitive with the building that like you can't play casually that much anymore.
There was an official Fortnite tournament last week. Insane to watch on Twitch. They have the camera moving around the map and the full-time announcers.
Yeah.
Ugh. I started to get sick to my stomach. I was like, what is this? But anyway, it's super cool to see people have their nation. Good on you, but it ain't for me.
But we have a Apex side quest.
Hit me up. Somebody else or
no, ours.
Oh yes, you're right. You're so right.
We have an announcement. Media Interactive live announcing.
I was gonna say, please don't say exclusive. It's not true at all.
No, we're not. It's not. Announcement. New gun coming tomorrow. Apex Legends. Announced a couple hours ago.
HAVOC. There is a tease on Apex Legends Twitter involving a 10-second blurb, emphasis on blur.
Yeah, for sure.
Revealing what looks to be an energy chargeable shoddy, maybe?
It
was very weird.
Daniel says world exclusive. No, just announcement.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
I've been talking as if that was gonna happen, so I'm glad it is.
This is the first drop in the bucket of content
coming buddy. In. And when I told the Fortnite complainers, I was just like, hey, you are right, but they are working on cross-platform, and there is a battle pass coming.
And once solo and duos are in there,
game over, bro.
That's game over. That's straight up just game over.
Havoc is cool. I like that they're dropping a gun already.
Yeah. I assumed that it was to be a player for a new character, but a gun makes sense.
I'm sticking by a new map before a new character, just for whatever reason. There's like it's like a bold prediction, hot take almost.
Yeah, no,
people have like stretch goals or stretch predictions. Yeah. That's one of my stretch predictions.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
anyway, the gun's gonna be cool. We sort of had hinted at that, almost in a negative connotation of you hope they don't get into a routine of just doing guns.
Yeah.
But I do think it's gonna be a very good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it's got some range to it. The tease was super blurry and weird. I would love a sniper.
Yeah.
A full-on tank of a sniper.
I'm just more skeptical to consistently added new guns. Like I just feel like don't
it
do
makes
that
sense.
every week.
It definitely makes sense.
But just this drop of new content gets me really excited. So I think it's propelling me through the skepticism of like we get new content. That's really cool. I hope that like it's gonna snowball going forward.
Andrew,
it's still so fun, man.
It is. Oh, I love it. We're 46 minutes into this podcast, and we are not even close to being done. This is awesome. Welcome to the
Thanks for sticking with us.
Podcast XYZ Special, episode 19.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Along the Apex side quest, Andrew, Apex Construct is the name of a VR game off of Steam. Shout out, hey, Seth, PC boy, you in the chat?
Yeah,
this
he's in the
game
chat.
had a 4,000% increase in sales because of people Googling or Steam searching Apex and buying the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, that's wild.
I think that's hilarious,
And-
especially
yeah.
considering the developer basically tweeted or emailed somebody and said, we know people are going to refund when they realize this ain't Apex Legends, but this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I just think that's hilarious
Yeah,
news.
that's crazy. Seth says I'm not going to be able to get my homework done tonight because you guys are going long. Seth, you're sticking with us, man.
That's fine.
Do your
Hey,
homework, bro.
Priorities, bro. Priorities.
That's crazy. I mean, we were just talking about Titanfall 2 getting mad numbers.
Yes.
Their servers are maxed out.
It's so funny. When you have an entity that is this successful, at least in the news, at least for the short term, I'm confident in its longevity, but you're going to have the style of gameplay branch out to where people are playing the developer's old game.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of you being passionate about a movie director.
Yeah.
So much so that you go back and support their student film.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
It's huge.
Twofold, though, Andrew. Even the name, the fact that the name is the name of something else leads to a 4,000% increase.
Yeah.
I mean, when I named this and came to you with the proposal to launch Media Interactive, those are two very common words in a lot of common places.
Yeah.
And for a while there, if you YouTube searched us or Google searched us, you could never find us.
Yeah.
'Cause they're not super unique, misspelled, or weird words.
Media Interactive.
Yeah, but just the whole Apex thing, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it makes me think there's probably some author out there, some book called Apex that's like seeing a lot of traffic.
And this shows me too, with all this combined, with Titanfall, with this VR, it shows me that this isn't a fluke, Caleb.
No.
This isn't some random case of viral sensations that just go away in a day. And I think there was part of me that was like, is this just like a viral Twitch sensation? But this game, I know it's still short, and I will hold my tongue for sure. But at the same time, these things that are happening, it just shows me that it's not a fluke. It shows me that they have something, and they're sitting on some potential there that is just driving everyone crazy. And it's awesome to be a part of it, and it's awesome to see Respawn just go full. I mean, imagine that office scenario right now, going to work in Respawn right now. You're having the time of your life, understanding that you're serving millions of 33% of console players, of Xbox players,
And that's just Xbox, too.
Yeah.
I mean, PS4 sales are massively above Xbox, so yeah, all bets are off with that. Super cool stuff, Andrew. Let's jump into the third and final item in our campaign of news, but then we have to hit all the new games coming out.
guys, we're in here. This is a marathon.
Well, we've gotten through one of Crackdown. We still have a bunch more to go.
we
But
go, people.
Here, this is a breather. This is called a breather.
Oh, everyone
Sony
breathe.
no longer shipping the PlayStation Vita.
Ah.
Hit us up in the chat. Where are you at on the Vita? And it's funny, Kind of Funny Games Daily, Greg basically said, I've said goodbye to the Vita 10 different times over the last 10 months. And it seems like the more you hear about it, the more you talk about it, developers are done with it. Stores are done with it.
Yeah.
Now Sony is finally done with it.
done.
That's coming from a Japanese Sony website that says sales ending soon or shipment ending soon, like directly from Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever... I mean, what? First of all, Andrew, what is your experience with handheld gaming? And second of all, did you have any interest in the Vita or have any questions about it?
I have questions about who plays it, who has it. My experience with handheld games is just Nintendo DS. I love my DS.
OG. Yeah,
I was just always Game Boy, Nintendo DS kind of thing. I never had a PSP. I need to like expose myself to more Sony things. So I actually just like not even just biased. Like I've just not consumed.
Almost
any,
ignorant. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like don't know any. Like when I hear Vita, is it like a PSP?
It is.
Okay.
If you saw a picture of it,
Yeah.
you would call it a PSP.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's a newer thing.
Daniel says the Vita was a great handheld. They suffered from not having those big AAA exclusives. I like Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Yes, and so literally what he just said defines the legacy of the Vita.
Oh, really?
Yes, those words, those game examples, that expression. Yes.
Did you ever consider getting one?
I never considered getting one because, why actually? Oh, I had a 3DS for a while and then a Switch.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
handheld,
easy.
boy.
That's easy.
But also, those games don't cater to me. The answer to who bought a Vita, not a lot of people.
Okay.
The answer to who still plays Vita, less.
Yeah. Is it like going to be a collector's item now to have a Vita since they're not shipping them anymore? Or no, is it just dead?
It'll be a collector's item in the sense that it will not be looked back on as, I remember enjoying this. You still have this in your attic. When people come across a Vita 20 years from now, they say, what the heck is this?
Gotcha.
And then the story will be, it's a failed console, but it had its moments.
Cool.
Kind of like an old Sega console.
How old is this thing? How long has it been last?
Let me look that up real quick. That's just a great question. You want to vent?
Yeah, let me stall here. Vita. Can someone just get me hip to anything Sony?
Why call it a Vita, too? You know what I mean? November 2013, so it launched right around the PlayStation 4. And also, there you go.
Okay.
That they maybe they cannibalized themselves. Maybe, I know the marketing on it was a little weird. I think launch was weak.
Yeah.
But handheld console wise, it was the thing.
Yeah.
No one ever knows what Nintendo's going to do, and that obviously came out before the 3DS. So
yeah,
I would have if I was then what I am now, when that thing was revealed, I'd totally get one. That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you.
But you gotta be a little bit of a Sony pony sometimes too.
Sony pony. Is that like a coin term?
It is. It's a very negative connotation.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm almost like embracing.
Ooh, gotcha.
And I'm not a Sony pony.
Vita released originally in 2012. Daniel's out here fact checking you like.
Daniel,
like
this
nonsense.
it said November 2013.
There was a revision later that dropped the OLED screen. Daniel says.
Oh, is that what this is? Interesting.
Daniel's got facts.
I love
man.
him, dude.
He's a wise guy.
I freaking love him. We said it last week. Half the time you should be hosting.
Yeah, that's very true, man. You should be up here, man.
Yeah, all right, there you go. So, Daniel, does that mean it came out before the PS4? That's wild. That's so bizarre to me. But hey, to each his own, I guess. That's cool.
To each his own Vita.
To each his own Vita. There's probably only one.
He said
there.
yes.
Okay,
So that
gotcha.
says Daniel the G. That's your new name, the G.
Daniel the G, I love you, dude. Happy birthday. He's older. You know what I mean? He's older, therefore wiser.
That's true.
Since his birthday last week.
Very true.
Andrew, moving on with Sony news. Rainbow Six is free to play.
That's pretty cool.
For a limited time on
I know
PS4.
Seth loves Rainbow Six.
People love it. It's still making headlines, man.
It's a really good ongoing game.
I think it's the most reactive ongoing game where every time there's new content, people seem very in tune.
Hardcore fan base, man. It's a very intense shooter.
Yeah.
I was just like, it was always too intense for me.
Yeah.
If I did one thing wrong, I was like scared in a corner alone, ruining my team's efforts.
Yeah.
But if you're into the intense gaming, Rainbow Six free to play on PlayStation.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
Xbox has done that before with weekends and stuff.
Yeah,
I think
for
this
sure.
was a glorified weekend thing. Thought it was very cool. I know PS4 is changing their PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now vibe a little bit. I think they're starting to stray away from PS3 games coming up or something. Very interesting.
Oh, Seth corrected me now. Actually, Andrew, I've gone back into my old Counter-Strike Go phase and Minecraft days. R6 is a blast from the past. Oh, you've moved past Rainbow Six. All right.
Andrew,
Wow.
there was something on my bucket list when we launched this podcast that I never told you.
Uh-huh.
The podcast I listen to, they do a thing called You're Wrong, where while they do the live podcast, you can go to this URL and correct them, so they can, and I quote, correct it live on the air for those watching live and listening on podcast services around the world. That's what they say. And I always thought, man, I'd love to get to a point where I can get corrected by people who care.
We both got corrected.
And
Bucket
by golly.
list today.
By golly.
By golly.
The combination of us being stupid idiots
That's true.
and them being selfless and
true.
knowledgeable.
That's true.
It's a beautiful recipe.
Yeah, it's true. You know who I wish was here for this moment?
Roro.
Roro, if you're listening to this in Canada,
You know
wherever
what?
you
I
are,
hope he listens to this later and just feels like super guilty. Like he's on a bus.
we miss you.
Or just like,
We love you. We need you.
we need you.
We need
Andrew,
you.
last Sony news, and then let's jump into games. This is going to be a long
He said,
podcast.
I'm so sorry, guys. You guys are not stupid idiots. No, we
love you, dude. We love you. We are. We are.
we
love
need to
you.
be corrected is what we're saying. This is
Yeah.
a good moment. This
Yeah.
is a great moment.
Hey, now we're going to correct you. We are stupid idiots.
it's fine.
We are going to talk Apex, and it's a doozy of a conversation.
Apex?
I mean, Anthem.
I was like,
I was wondering when I was going to do that.
I honestly think you did it earlier. And
Did I?
Yeah, but it's okay because it made sense kind of in the scenario.
But
I was
interesting.
I was like,
I told myself when I was driving over here, these are A's. We got a bunch of A's.
No, I think you did, but it's okay.
We're going to talk about Anthem. It's a big conversation. We're going to talk about Metro Exodus. Daniel, you know what I mean? Warm up your fingertips, buddy. Come
Daniel,
clutch.
get ready.
Come clutch, dude.
Get ready. Just start typing on Metro.
And let's try to make this as brief as possible. I wrote down, why is the PlayStation 5 stealing the future console conversation? No, there's no leaks about the new consoles, but anytime a news site tries to jump on board of the hype train for the new consoles, they lean PS5. It's a picture of somebody fake designing a PS5. You know how you come across those stories?
Absolutely.
And I started to realize upon research and just kind of my own digging that people are always vague about Microsoft, Scarlet and Scorpio and all these things.
Yeah.
Why is PlayStation 5 seem to get all the attention when people talk about future consoles?
I heard you have some theories, man. I'd love to hear.
I do. Theory number one is practical. It's the highest selling, most impressive console of this generation. So it is the standard to thus look forward. The second reason, sort of within that, is no one is expecting this console update to be super duper revolutionary, almost in a sense more of the same.
Yeah.
And thus, the PS4 Pro added a layer to the hardware. So now people are saying the PS5 is going to look different or just add a stack, whatever. There's not even so much of a question or a judgment, so much as a fascination by everyone just leans, what's Sony going to do? What's PlayStation going to do?
Yeah, for sure.
And the reason is, and this is my third reason, nobody knows what Microsoft is thinking. That Xbox One launch still makes me sick. So with them pushing software now more and more, I think it's easy to gravitate towards PS5 because it's easier to understand.
No, it makes sense, totally.
In my mind. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm with you.
Am I reading too much into news or
not at all? Not at all. You're totally. That's the popular culture, easy consumer PlayStation, and that's fine. Yeah. And that's easy. xCloud is streaming on all devices. People just want a PlayStation.
And it is funny. Everyone's on board with calling it a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
But nobody can call Xbox.
Yeah.
So if you were to SEO keywords for articles, PS5 brings up everything.
Yeah.
But Xbox articles, if they're being written, are hard to find because people are phrasing Microsoft's next installment or whatever Project xCloud is, or they call it Scarlet.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But it is very interesting. Sony, we're expecting them to do more of the same. And thus they are getting our attention as to specifically what would happen under that.
Absolutely.
It's almost like Microsoft is leaning software and they're beginning to specifically explain what their next console is going to do.
Yeah.
But we don't know the console.
Yeah.
And Sony's almost the opposite. Where we know it's going to be a solid console probably.
Yeah.
But we have no idea what revolutionary is going to happen.
Right.
Guess what? They promised we could change our usernames. 2019.
Yeah.
Haven't heard a daggone thing about it.
Yeah.
Their PS Now lineup has more games than Game Pass and more quality games, but it's still kind of not a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of PS3 games, and so there's a lot of questions around it, and I find it very interesting because there's nothing to go off of.
I like the mystery.
Yeah. It's part of the process.
I like the intense moment of thinking like there's gonna be a new console release announcement and no one's gonna know anything. I hope it happens like that. I hope something doesn't get leaked and it just like drops, like Apex.
Right. Andrew, it's fun to talk about consoles. It's fun to be patient and vigilant and see what's going to happen in the industry. But there's a lot happening right now.
There's a lot happening today.
So let's talk about these games coming out, Andrew. Anthem is out effectively, blah.
Early access.
Origin, and is being reviewed. And you and I got into a text, not debate, but conversation.
We got in a fist fight via text over reviews of the game.
We're no longer friends. Andrew's going to start his own podcast. It's called Podcast 1, 2, and 3.
It's called Podcast Anthem Sucks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it sucks. I'll preface, I do not think it sucks.
I'm going to take that quote out of context
I know.
and tease it on Twitter.
Yeah, I know you are.
You go ahead, then I'm going to go.
Okay, all right.
And I almost have an official statement. I typed it up.
No, I love it.
You go ahead.
I love your official statement.
In the chat, hit us up. What are your thoughts on Anthem reactions? Go
Yes,
ahead.
absolutely. Okay, so Anthem, what we talked about after the demo, is I love the combat. I loved it. But there was still so much to be seen in the efforts of what does this full game look like? What is the story? What is the world? What are the characters? What am I going to be doing as far as, is this the mission structure of every mission? And the things that I was seeking has been answered for us via the internet. And there's still some to be seen. And I will say this because I didn't mention this to text. I do think that this game has enough potential to not... to sway me up more so than I communicated, because I think that like you're right about the roadmap to success for this game is there's high potential for what they haven't said yet. So what struck me in these reviews, I'll just say it briefly, was the missions were just that. It would just be that repetitive, going out, killing enemies, coming back, making more loot, which is just like, MMO status. You get that. The second thing, end game content so far is you get to replay the game with higher level enemies. It's like a game plus. You finish the game, and then in order to like continue to level up, you just redo everything you have. Number 3, the story isn't there, and BioWare for me brings a lot to the like BioWare. I'm nostalgic when I just say the word BioWare. Mass Effect it's really important to me, and a lot of games have. Mass Effect has had its high moments and has low moments, but Mass Effect has always been able to drive characters really well. And to hear that the story isn't there, those 3 things combined made me very dissatisfied, made me very skeptical, hit the points that I was worried about that I expressed to you. Daniel says, I plan to play my 10-hour EA Access trial at some point. I haven't played the retail release yet. And that's where I'm trying to find my balance.
Yeah.
How much do I... Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah. Like, what are you declaratively doing? How are you approaching this game?
Pulling my pre-order.
Okay.
I'm waiting a month. I'm giving it a month. I'm pulling my pre-order. I'm going to say there is so much to be seen. And here's experience. So my experience with Destiny 1 was I bought it. And I hated it. And I returned it. And then 12 months later, rebought it. Now, should I have waited? Should I have not bought it? What should I have done? I think now, just in these situations, I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. I know, and I'm just gonna wait and see. And so we kind of talked about the hype and the way it sways people, because I did say to you, and I said to you guys, I'm gonna pre-order it.
Right.
I'm totally gonna pre-order it. It's gonna be fun. And I've basically not gonna do that anymore.
And at first, I was like, Andrew, like, why are you gonna yank your pre-order during an early access 1 day of semi-meh reviews?
Yeah.
And then I found it helpful and productive to start thinking about, okay, well, what are reviews for?
Yeah.
And how can we approach that and think about that? And what I realized, Andrew, is I am so excited for this game.
Yeah, that's good. That's really
the aspects of the demo that sold me on this game are not the aspects that people are complaining about. So these 6s, these 5s, these 7s, these whatevers, not only do I believe that are they going to change, but I believe that even if they don't change, I am personally still going to have my worth, have my $60.
Sure.
And I want to be Iron Man in an Avatar world.
Yeah.
If I am seriously a gamer in this world and other people are getting to be Iron Man in Avatar and I'm saying no, like, personally for me,
absolutely,
it's not negotiable.
Yeah,
I
it's
need
huge.
it.
Yeah.
To speak behind us here, our Destiny posters, I realize you and I are from 2 very different camps. Destiny 1 was trash. As far as the story, I couldn't recall a daggone thing about it.
Right.
But guess what my favorite ongoing game is? Destiny.
Right.
I am an MMO, FPS, RPG kind of guy,
Yeah.
and I loved the weekly roll of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Destiny 2 was fine. I did not stay with it. I'm not a fanboy, and I hate the paywalls and the grind being too long. But man, I disagree with you when you say there's no story.
Yeah.
I think people don't like the story.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference there.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And one of my biggest supporting items is the game's not even out yet.
Yeah.
I think it's good that there are 6s right now because they might be fixed by Saturday.
Yeah.
And then they might be fixed by the Saturday after. We can't honestly know what the end game is like because the end game is life.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing end game.
Right.
And that's why I'm still motivated. And honestly, it's a good thing because if they were getting 8s and 9s and blah, 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 I'd be scared that 2 months from now they would coast or start charging money or something. But if this scares EA, somebody who needs to be scared into getting their act together, I can sign up for the DNA of this game and trust the development.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's not where you're at, though.
Yeah.
So we are very clearly at two different camps.
Yeah.
And so I was originally frustrated. Like, frick, like, now I'm not going to play with Andrew.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to get to play with Andrew.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, is that going to sway the way I think about the game?
Right.
So what I did was I went out to Twitter, went out to our people, said, friend me up. I need people to play Anthem with.
Yeah.
Because our friends, I love them to death, but they're even more on the other side than you are, of
Right.
skeptical.
Right.
And they really don't make a decision beforehand.
Yeah.
And I want somebody to commit with me so we can go through this journey together.
Yeah.
And I use the analogy of the plane crash of just like, we don't know for sure that it's going to land, but I like the adventure of being there somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I want to get a review roundup. There is not one yet.
Right, correct.
People assigning,
Absolutely.
again, this is a journalistic dilemma.
Yeah.
Are you assigning a number after actually playing it, or are you trying to be the first one to assign a number out there?
Right.
I think there are a lot of variables and people just need to relax.
Right, absolutely.
And so one thing I brought up was, Andrew, like, what if you change your mind on Wednesday and then
Yeah.
change your mind back on Thursday? And basically, and I said that, the odds are not good that would happen. Like, the reviews are going to be the same. But then I realized then Andrew would just pre-order it.
Yeah.
And you said that.
Right.
If it's good, I'll get it.
Yeah.
And I just had
Absolutely.
to get on board with that idea. And so I'm glad we are actually in different boats, so you can have an outsider's take on it.
Yeah.
I am gonna have, and I realize this, the lens, the Anthem lens of fanboying this genre.
Yeah.
Fallout 76, hardcore Fallout players love that game, even
Right.
though objectively it's garbage.
Yeah.
Anthem's not going to be that bad.
Yeah.
But I need to understand that it caters to me.
Right.
And so I'm very excited, and I
Yeah.
hope people play with me, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited to mess around. Even if the story's trash, even if the end game is dull, I know that flying through a waterfall and finding aliens is fun.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
can do that $60
Yeah,
worth.
absolutely.
So I'll customize my guy, and then I'll just check every
Yeah.
week, every day. What's the challenge? What's the bounty? What's the free? Again, all free.
Yeah, that's
update.
That's the biggest incentive for me, and like this is one of the situations where I'm gonna be so excited to bite my tongue.
Sure.
And it's like it's kind of that, and I think for me the camp that I'm in is buying it day one takes that away from me. It means I have to go down with the ship. I want to be to a place where I have to like bite my tongue and say like, dang, this game is really good. I'm missing out. Not being like, man, I bought it. I have to like seek.
And I realize like it's not as if you want to be right.
Right.
But you're just saying this is where you're at.
Right.
And that's the subjectivity of gaming. That's your preference. That's what the reviews are for. It's very interesting.
The good thing is there's going to be a community of people playing it. It's not going to just like tank to the ground. And I don't think anyone is wishing this game to tank. And I don't think people are advocating to never buy it. I think it's just like the concept of roadmap games are getting a little gray area now. Do we wait for roadmap games? Do we not day one them? Do we day one them and then commit and then hope that roadmap is going to be successful? Do we just judge a game based off of the content that's already there? And there's supposedly a lot of content, and I think that the combat is fun enough. It can push you to do anything.
Yeah.
It'll drive you through any boring story moments or any mundane quests because it's the combat. You just love getting back in the suit, like you said.
And the biggest pet peeve is when people just call it another Destiny.
Yeah.
No, because of the pay
Yes,
model.
Right, absolutely.
And it's EA.
Yeah.
Motivated by past mistakes and now motivated by not so stellar reviews.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's different from Destiny. Even the perspectives are different based on what you're doing. So, I'm ready. I've been missing this. I haven't had my weekly game to go to. It's been all single player story stuff that I go to. Apex is perfect to always go into.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be paired good with Anthem.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna feel single player a lot, and I have to accept that.
Yeah.
I know it's a multiplayer designed
Co-op
game,
experience.
but it just looks so good, and I love that trailer. I love everything about it. So I'm on board and I'm excited.
Dang, but you won't be able to
see.
play right away because you're headed to Disney World, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to wait a week
Yep.
for it.
I'm gonna have to wait a week.
So we'll have to wait for your
and
thoughts.
it's
for a
very
couple weeks.
interesting. Yeah. And I thought about bringing my jaunt and.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
especially because it's a freaking Xbox. Feels on Switch would be a different story.
Sure.
So I'm gonna try to avoid news.
Yeah, and we'll be looking forward to hearing because I want to avoid as much news as possible and get your honest opinion.
That we already are at the news.
Right, yeah.
It's so weird. The tiered release and the nonsense that is their little.
Yeah.
Here's your chart. If you're on this console, you get it then and then and then. It's like, jeez, man. Apex is like you get it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeet. 25 million players.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, we'll
Stay tuned.
Definitely stay tuned.
Yeah.
Do I bite my tongue? does Caleb burn in this plane crash, or do they land? And I think that's exciting.
It is exciting, especially because my biggest argument is going to be, I think this plane will take off again. Mm-hmm. But it might be 8 months. Mm-hmm. It might be 2 years from now. Mm-hmm. And I might not be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Andrew, Metro Exodus.
Tim asked Daniel if he played it, and he just said, yes, sir.
Tim, are you still in the chat? Is he still in the chat, Tim Johnson?
Yes.
Tim J?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's combine these two then. Tim, one of our listeners, wrote in this question. He said, the newest game releases are Metro Exodus, Far Cry New Dawn, and Anthem. There's also Crackdown 3, but I have Game Pass. Which of these games do you think are worth getting? I'm not too interested in Far Cry, but I played Metro 2033 and a little of Last Light, so Exodus seems interesting. I don't know much about Anthem, but if it has even a small Destiny vibe, I think I'd be very interested. I just wanted to hear your opinion on the games of February.
Wow, that's a big question. That's a really good question. Daniel had his review prepared. Should we start there? Should we start with Daniel's review?
Metro Exodus.
Daniel said, I think Metro Exodus gunplay is quite honestly not great. The series really hasn't excelled at that, but the combination of story, environments, and world create a really good game. So far, I like Metro Last Light more. Exodus loses some tension by not taking place entirely in the Metro, but I still have a long way to go in Exodus. He's playing Exodus on Xbox One X, and he definitely recommends it. That was a really good review, Daniel. Thanks for your thoughts. I think that is part of the tension and like the excitement of the game is being in those closed tunnel spaces in that Metro. So having an open world scenario might be a less enjoyable experience. But like you said, there's probably a lot more. So the games of February. I mean,
games of February. There's a lot, and Metro Exodus is an enigma to me. I saw a clip today of 2 bunny rabbits floating in a river on a tube, and then somebody shooting them off of it.
Wait, what?
That's all I have.
That's all you have to go on.
It was a 6-second get. It was a GIF. Like I don't even know.
Wow.
I don't even know what that game is.
Tim says he's thinking about picking it up on PC.
Tim, that's totally fine. I don't know if you have a history with Metro. Apparently, it's a good game, great game. Nothing revolutionary, but I don't know, Daniel, you can speak to this as well. If he's just now stepping into Metro, which I guess he said
I played Metro 2033 Redux and Last Light Redux.
Yeah, I mean, if you're okay with a new Metro game that might not be as good, then maybe.
Yeah.
Tim, if you are slightly a Destiny vibe, the development wise, Anthem is not like Destiny, but the pacing of gameplay is identical. Where there's going to be a weekly role, you're going to go in, you're going to have your character, and you're going to do these things together. And I know I'm a little biased based on our previous conversation, but I would encourage you to get Anthem on Xbox or wherever you have a core of people that can get in the game with you. Mm-hmm. Anthem will deliver on the Destiny front, and nobody's really contesting that, even in these reviews. I know the story, personal fulfillment of the individual player, it might be lacking, but from what I can tell, the fun multiplayer potential of free play and flying around Anthem I think is great, and the reviews seem to cater that actually.
That's a good.
So I think that's good. Far Cry New Dawn.
I would personally say pass on that probably.
I would pass, especially because Far Cry 5 is $15 as we talked about earlier.
$40 for a half Far Cry game, just
Far Cry New Dawn.
Unless you love it, I would say probably pass and wait to see what.
Yeah, I heard people are enjoying it, but it's a $40.
Oh, it's already out.
It's a $40. It should already be out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's already out.
Cool.
I would say definitely Anthem or Metro.
Yeah.
For sure over Far Cry. Crackdown 3, obviously, again, it's on Game Pass, so it's we don't even need to talk about it kind of thing. You can try it out.
I wonder if Metro's on Redbox.
I will say, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be so dope. I will say, Tim, excellent question. And the Division 2 is coming out in March. I don't know if you play those games at all. It was originally marketed as a third-person Destiny. I personally love Destiny's play style, and I don't like the Divisions. So take that as you will.
Whoa, look at this. Far Cry New Dawn, Metro Exodus, Resident Evil 2, all on Redbox.
RE2 is on Redbox? Oh my gosh, that just made my day. Dude, we have to play that.
We have to play. I'm going to play Metro for Daniel.
We always forget to check Redbox. Gah, it's so frustrating.
All right, well, this changes everything. We're going to try all these games and then have some thoughts about it. I am totally...
Dude.
Resident Evil 2 is so good, Daniel says.
I might straight up... Oh my gosh. It's snowing and icing here where we're recording in Northern Virginia. I might full send RE2 tonight.
I wish I didn't have work tomorrow.
I don't want to play it tomorrow alone, though. That's so scary.
Yeah,
scary. God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might try New Dawn. Heck it. Who knows? That's awesome. I would look into Anthem. There's a live action trailer, Tim, as far as the next game to buy. I do not see you getting a main release in March unless you really like The Division.
He said I really could care less about The Division.
Good.
I played like 3
Amen to
hours
that.
of the first, and it was meh.
Amen to that.
Meh is the word that I would go for when talking about Division.
But regardless, boys, the take-home message here is, good grief, man. It's February.
Yeah.
The furthest month from the action of video game industry as we knew it. Not even as we know it anymore, but as we knew it.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks. Andrew, let's talk outros. There are some Media Interactive logistics we must run by you.
We did so much,
our dear listener. 120 minutes, Andrew, longest podcast ever, and I love
take a
it.
little breather.
You take a breather. I'll talk. Here's the thing, kids. Mommy's going to Disney World next week.
Mommy.
That's me, I guess. You seem like a dad.
Okay.
Okay, well, real quick, who would be the mom and who would be the dad?
I feel like I'm the mom, but...
Are you the mom? Wow, that look you just gave me.
It was a mom look. That was a mom look. Come on.
That was the look of a wife. Okay. All right, well, let's back up then. We have a no editing policy, by the way, so everything we record goes straight up. That's how you know we're authentic
That's
and
how
stupid.
you know we're,
So backing up then, Papa Bear's going to Disney World, okay? I'm going to be gone next week. We have never skipped a recording. Tuesday was on a Christmas, so we did a little stupid Christmas special.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It was funny.
I think we're awesome.
I think we're awesome. Go watch
We were the only ones who thought it was worth it.
Seth says you're definitely Papa.
Okay, that's fine. I can get behind that.
Come on, man.
I'm going to be in Disney World. We do want to do something.
Yes, we do want to do
I want to try to come up with something fun to do around Disney World. I'm a Star Wars fanatic.
Yeah.
So I want to find a stormtrooper and do something or something.
I would love to see that, man.
I will try to react and be present on Twitter, Interactive XYZ, and on our YouTube channel. As I'm in Disney World, I might react, do a little thing. Me and Andrew will not be together. We're going to try to string together podcast remastered audio and release that to our patrons over at patreon.com/mediainteractive.
Yes, sir.
A lot of TV and movies to talk about, by the way. Yes. Pretty crazy. But also the week after, we will come back and we'll make sure to have content for you guys.
We're gonna have if we take a week off, if we have, we're gonna try to get some.
It's the 20th. It's the 20th, which is cool. So I'll be in Disney. I basically the goal I want to meet as far as Patreon requirements and just our own productivity is concerned is I'd love for something to go up on YouTube next week.
Yeah.
To stay there. So I'll do something at Disney. I can review Disney.
Yeah.
We're the CEOs, man. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'll come up with something to do.
But either way, when we come back, we're gonna have a special.
If you have any cool ideas or something you want me to do at Disney, or if you have news you want me to react to live in a quick YouTube video, hit me up on Twitter, CPC23 or Interactive XYZ. Podcast Remaster will be coming out by March 1st. And then Division 2 Beta, I know we hate on it, but it's free to play, so all of a sudden we start to smile a little bit.
I smile.
I'll be back in town to play the tail end of the beta. Are you going to play the beta?
Yeah, I'll play the beta.
All right. So we'll have those thoughts. So that Tuesday will be good as well, jam-packed.
Yeah.
We'll be into Anthem at that point. Mm-hmm. Praise God, and we'll have stuff to complain about, stuff to adore. The goods, man.
Guys, thanks for sticking with us for so long. Y'all
are so awesome. I love doing this so much. It's a beautiful truth, not knowing where Media Interactive is headed, but at the same time, knowing we're not going anywhere.
Wow, that was well said.
Thank you.
I honestly, I have nothing else to say.
Thanks, wife. You know what I mean?
I was just about to call you Papa Bear. That's so funny.
We should stop that.
Yeah, we should.
You call me Papa Bear with those eyes. I'm just like, whoa, this is weird.
Daniel says, thanks, guys. You guys killed it. Seth says, 1 hour and 30-minute stream. Seth, Daniel, Tim.
Seth, everyone. Do your homework. Daniel, get some rest after being right so many times in a row.
Tim, let us know
Go
what
start
game
your own
you decide
podcast, man.
To get.
I would, Daniel, if he ever supports a podcast.
Dim said he's buying Metro right now. That conversation swayed him. Guys,
Tim did. Dude, let us know. Let us know the games, Tim. That's freaking awesome.
Gosh, I love our community.
Let us know. Let Daniel know. Daniel's on our Twitter. We tweet at him quite a bit. We can all find each other. We love you guys so much.
Whoa. That was epic.
See, that's kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And that's what I was saying earlier. I was talking about how like my voice changes a little bit.
It does.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Much love.
Peace.
And keep on gaming.